Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Panzer Corps 2. We're playing the Axis Operations or Grand Campaign in the Spanish Civil War. Fourth mission here, Toledo. My General, I got Capitana Vega on the telephone. Urgent change of orders from General Franco. You've surely told him that this will delay the advance of Madrid, yes? Understand, the Condor Legion will be at your disposal. Wagner out. My General, looks like we've been ordered to detour from Madrid and reroute to Toledo. Apparently the nationalist forces there have been under siege since the coup began months ago and Franco demands their rescue. Secure 7 victory hexes. Capture all victory hexes. And then the governor of Toledo survives the battle. Our Spanish allies are on the move and are poised to strike at the forces sieging Toledo here and here. As always, they will perform best if we can support their advance with artillery and armored support. But I believe the majority of our efforts should be focused in the north, where the ground is less rugged and better suited for our vehicles. Word has it that our approach has spurred the Republicans to attempt to end the siege of Toledo with one final assault. If we move quickly enough, I think we can intercept and then decimate these infantry formations before they reach the city. To victory for Germany! And we got a poopy guy. Oh well. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I want to repair all my units with elite replacements, because why not? That went fairly quickly and smoothly, so that's nice. It was a bit of a shame in the last mission that I had to that I lost that unit and I had to rebuy this here Vickers Mark III. Let's actually take a look how many of these reserve tanks we still have. I think that's quite important. So we could technically get a BT5. We do have enough for that. BT5, if we compare that to... I would upgrade the Panzer I, which is technically the weakest of the tanks that we have right now. Say that I would upgrade to a BT5. Now I have an 11... The BT5 does not have rapid fire. That is something to keep in mind. So that's 1.5 times. But the BT5... Why does it say 4 slots? It says... okay, I have to get it to 10 over strength. There we go. So it costs 1 slot more, so I actually would not be able to do it right now. But it has so much more... hard attack, which is 7, and has more initiative, more movement, and even the soft attack is 50% extra. So the benefits of the BT5 do outweigh the rapid fire of the Panzer I, because its attack values alone are already more than 50%. And it also comes with a couple of different bonuses. Of course it does cost 1 slot more, but we might be able to work with that. So first of all, actually let's also overstrength this to 12. And I'm gonna have to basically get rid of 1 core slot. That's but I think that all my units are overstrengthened in such a way that it doesn't cost any extra. Yeah, exactly. So that's a bit of a pickle. Because I don't actually want to lose any of my units. Now, if I were to change this back, I don't even know whether... (17, 16, 60, 14). Both of range 3. There's slightly less air defense. I don't know whether I would get this 203 model back, to be honest. It will save me points. Let's just take a look at whether it does. I think that's pretty interesting to check. So if I upgrade this back, can I now get it back to this? Yes, I could. Okay. This actually gives me a couple of core slots, and I do think that would be quite handy. So this is technically a slightly better artillery than the 10.5. Makes sense because it's a 122 millimeter. But this opens up the slots to change the Panzer 1A to a BT5. And because I only have 14, I cannot take too much damage on it yet. So I'll just get it back to 3 instead of 4. So that costs a little bit. There we go. It's not too bad. Now I have 2 core slots left, which means that I actually can upgrade some. I think that would be worthwhile. I could go for some fighter action actually. So I only want to upgrade 1 slot, so I actually get to switch a unit. Switching 2 units might definitely help with encirclement. So it's a bit tricky, but when it's so low, yeah, let's get it to 39. So I guess what I'm gonna do. Actually, the funny thing is that my recon already have 1 star of experience. Anyway, I'm gonna upgrade one of my fighters because it's very difficult to deal enough damage in the air. So it's cheap. It does cost me 1 point, but I think it might actually help with the air war. One other thing that I could potentially do is if I just keep it at this, at 6, then maybe I could purchase another fighter. No, it's 2 slots. Alright, that's a shame. I probably would have done that otherwise, because getting another 10 strength is better than just upgrading this, but I can't really do that, so let's just keep it at this. I think I probably want my fighters up in the center so they can go both north and south, despite the anti-aircraft being right on top of them. And then the same applies to the bombers. I just need them to be available everywhere. So down in the south, what am I going to take? I could take 1 artillery, which is probably needed to take towns such as Poland in order to actively break through. That is very likely what's going to be necessary. And then I want to have at least 1 anti-tank unit there, I think, in case they have tanks. And question is, do I want to have a recon as well? Let's just... They do have some units up here too, so I also kind of need to move up and then in here to break this siege, because they're probably going to encircle these guys as well, which will be a problem. So I kind of need to move down through here, so I think I definitely want to have some armored... What is this? This 1 here. I don't... It probably means that it has 1 hero. Oh yeah, right, there we go. Indeed. This is the guy that makes it so that the enemy has no more movement. I get it now. I need an anti-aircraft gun. And then I'll also place an artillery here. I'll put a tank out there. There's a lot of backup here as well, so I do think that will be beneficial. So we got the Vickers, and because we have the Vickers here, I think I'd rather have the anti-tank gun to go straight over to this location. It's tough enough getting across that bridge. So the last question is, do I put a tank down here? Now I kind of have 2 recons up there, so let's put the UNL down here and then the Trubia up here. Right, and I think I got a pretty bad hero. Let me take a look. Because it was no surrender. The unit never surrenders. Right. I guess I'm gonna put that on a unit that gets into close combat. I guess kind of like the BT5. It just kind of doesn't really matter on what I put it because it's just not that great. Right, so this is all about maneuver, but there are still 2 infantry there. And then we do have quite a few more units out here. Especially we need to take down this. By putting the tank up in that position, I'm kind of blocking myself. No, I think this is probably okay. I kind of need to do it like that. So there will be heavy fighting there. All right, I think that's good. So we already control 4 victory axes. This is 1, 2. Wonder where the, oh yeah, it's in the center. 3, 4. And in order to have 7, it's kind of like 5, 6, 7. Yeah, right. Toledo's governor. That's probably this. The governor is the artillery. That's a 2-star. All right, let's get started then. I'm still a bit bummed out by the fact that I cannot actually make the game more difficult without actually increasing the strength of the enemy units. There's nothing that I can do to make the game harder in terms of prestige, because if I go for the higher difficulty settings, it immediately gives the enemy bonuses to accuracy, which means that they just become stronger, which is a feature which I really dislike. But I can't make it more difficult in terms of prestige, because apparently you don't get any prestige per turn during these missions anyway, so Europe on a shoestring does not work. It would really be nice if there would have been some option to limit the amount of prestige that you get, even if it is from collecting hexes like they used to have in Panzer Corps 1. Because in this game, your abilities to change the difficulty settings are way more limited than in Panzer Corps 1, and that kind of sucks actually. It's not nice that they actually blocked your ability to change the difficulty settings in the way that you choose, because you had a lot of options back in Panzer Corps 1, but then you just kind of took all these options away. I don't really get why they did that. They already... yeah. Oh well. Alright, so I do have an option to actually collect more BT5s here. That's nice. If I get to encircle these guys anyway. Let's do some reconnaissance over here. Oh, they actually have a lot more units over up in the front there. I kind of have to get there quickly. But I can probably shoot down the Tupolev. I still at 2-2 odds. Alright, so I actually cannot just go in around, but if I... yeah, what I can do is move in here, shell them, and now they've lost all their movement. It's not a lot. But that would technically mean that the rest will be surrendered. Yeah, I got at least 2, so that kind of offsets the 1 damage that these guys took. And I got some prestige, of course, which also kind of counts. So now I do also kind of want to attack the recon over here. I don't know whether it would retreat. It probably does, because I need 2/3 in damage. But that's still, I guess, the best option here. Is this a town or not? This is a village. So it is actually close terrain. So they'll probably attack this FT-17, I think. That's at least the most likely. Oh, yeah, I can put this away now. So I could try to actually destroy this, or to go after the anti-aircraft. I don't actually care that much about this anti-aircraft here. And to be fair, I actually much rather destroy the enemy units. The enemy seems to be repairing a lot of units. So I think this is a lot better this way. These two would have a hard time actually touching these. Although, yeah. So none of these are actually entrenched. This is an anti-tank gun, so I need infantry as well to get through there. But I think it's going to be important anyway to shoot down the Tupolev, especially before it repairs. And if I'm lucky, I might be able to shoot it down with just 2 units. I'll have to see. I know I'm giving up on a bit of mass attack, but there is a chance. Now the damage output is lower. Yeah, I did. Great. Okay. So that means my 3rd fighter is left to support other units in bombing runs, which is great. That's basically what I was looking for. Actually, I have to be careful for that recon. I don't like it, so I think I'm actually going to bomb it. One, two, three, four. Do they have a range of 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder. Oh, these are on hill, right? It's those guys. They have a range of 3 now. So they can actually attack those guys. Oh. That's too bad, but I was never going to be able to destroy all of the units here. I'm already happy enough that I got what I did. Interesting that the flame tank actually has more hard attack than soft attack. It actually has a 40% damage chance. Well, 20 basically. So it's expected to deal 2 damage to a BT-5. Which is a lot. So I'm actually inclined to still bomb this. Because these are cheap. Even if I might take a damage. I'd rather even have them just go and try to repair. That wouldn't even be that bad. They are very likely just to actually mash this thing up. It's, I believe, in close terrain. Hills. Okay. Come on. Is this... I think... No, I don't want to look at forest. Do I really have to look like this in order to make sure that... Close terrain, right. So let's attack the infantry. I won't be able to encircle anything anyway. It actually at 3. They had a 5% chance, if I'm not mistaken, right? For each attack. Let's take a look. So I would have to, yeah, be careful still. Can't just go crazy on them. Yeah, I think I can go around. I need to make the way clear for these guys to actually harass these. So I actually think this position is fine, so they can actually keep attacking. I'll stay like this. And you though. Yeah, actually I'll do this. So make sure that they're at least all under the anti-aircraft umbrella out there. Alright, so this is my weakest group, but yeah, this is all hills. There are even more hills. So maybe I should not have put so many, or even any units out there. But let's just go and take a look. They actually have more units down there. I need these guys to be able to move a lot, so I don't think I'm gonna do anything there. I will support my bombers. And I can't really bomb anything else without losing fighter protection, so I'm not gonna do that. Just gonna put it to the back. You are gonna be, let's see, I should be switching this. I know they are going to attack there, very likely. So, I guess for now, it's like this. We'll see how this thing reacts, but alright, nice. Those are at least some decent attacks. Please attack. Thank you. And please attack again. Alright, well that thing is as good as dead. Really? What? Okay. They should be more powerful than militia. Or it's international brigade, so they're Russians, I would assume. Not too sure whether I like that movement. It's AI, so you can't expect anything better. But I think it's probably worth it to actually check out that international brigade and see how powerful they are. Enemy using their regular units before artillery and such. Oh, come on. At least these guys fired. These crazy recon movements. Alright. So 2 fighters. Enemy artillery is taking massive hits. That's nice. Okay, some retreats. These are also mixed brigades, so they have very powerful units down here. Wow. They're suiciding themselves in order to kill these. I already lost 2 units, right? I can't even do anything against that. It's pretty rough. I think that's also one of the downsides to having an AI play as your companion, is that stuff like this, it's not necessarily the greatest in the way to behave. And there's nothing you can do, so you can get really screwed over in that way. Well, at any rate, they're in a problematic position, so let's just go here, try to finish off this Bilbao first, get an overrun. And these guys will go and attack this on the second turn anyway. Really need to get me some T-26s, because those are the most powerful units that we know of so far. BT-5s are nice, but they still pale in comparison to the T-26. Alright, so can't really attack these, the flame tank. Really only bombing runs are going to be effective. Which is okay. Let's see, you can actually destroy it, and you could damage it, so I guess my first priority would be to attack. Yeah, let's attack like this first. I want to get an overrun on these guys, and that sucks. But you didn't get it. Oh, screw me. That's rather unfortunate. I really wonder how big the odds are. Because it says can, but I don't know how big the chances are that you'll get it. It would be nice to be able to actually deduce what it is. Alright, let's try it with 2 units again. Maybe we'll get lucky. Ah. That is good. Enemy plane down. Wonder where these guys will be going next. I wonder if they will actually try to go up here. We're down there already. At any rate, I do need to bomb them. Very nice. Let's use this to take the city before this colonial infantry goes after it. Which I don't really want. Because they might even stay on that hex. I'm not too sure, but I definitely don't want to get into any shenanigans like that. Let's take the airfield. And you're pretty much entirely suppressed. So what is potentially useful? If I damage this quite a bit, they can destroy it in one go. That wouldn't be too bad, but I don't expect them to have anti-aircraft guns there. Yeah, let's actually bomb this. There you go, super nice. Alright. So why can this Vickers... Oh yeah, it probably got an overrun there. Indeed. Look, I think it's probably worth it to try and get as much out of this as possible. I thought they would... oh, this is not the one that makes them lose their movement. Ah, right. That's silly. Man. Let's actually take a look at what the odds are, anyway. 55%, huh? Yeah, okay. That's not useful. I thought that this was the one that makes them lose all their movement. I guess it dies now, but... well... it's not as much worth it as you might think. Okay. How many German units do you need in order to kill one militia? Probably too many. Alright. Let's first encircle them. I'll probably repair this, but... yeah, I will attack. I really need them to kill this and not to have it just be repaired. I will take a look here though, just to see whether they have anti-aircraft. They don't. And even that city is empty. Alright. Don't think it's a good idea to stay in trucks. Let's just... they cannot cross the river anymore, so I might just as well move ahead and actually provide protection for these guys as well. Especially as the forward units. Which unit is this? Or do I no longer have any units? I think that's it. Oh, I could have even purchased... oh, I can actually purchase these guys. That would be useful. Probably... yeah, I do. Huh. Did not actually... think I could, but I think that's probably worth it. So let's get an infantry. Another infantry. That's super useful. I forgot that I can buy auxiliaries. It's already turn 2, so that's unfortunate, but... That's, yeah, let's get some of these. I know this costs prestige, but... we'll be fine. Why not? Alright. That gives me 5 more units to work with. I think that's probably worth it. And even if it isn't... yeah, I definitely should have deployed those earlier, but I kind of... because I didn't see any Italian units at the start, I kind of didn't think about that. They keep harassing them very nicely. At least in that section, they're doing a pretty decent job. Good, okay. This is a tougher section for them, though. The enemy did repair their recon tank. Why would they not go in here? Please finish them off. It's interesting that... oh no, they're still at 1, so there's still hope. There is still hope. Alright. Come on, finish them off. Do it! Nice. Very nice. Okay, I'm really happy about that. If I didn't support these guys down here, that would give me nothing but trouble. I need anti-air here. This is not good. It's a shame it doesn't actually translate to my allies having units that deal mostly regular damage when it comes to anti-air. Because I have the deadly anti-air trait. But my allies don't get it, unfortunately. Wow. This is a 16 strength mixed brigade. Yeah, these guys are gonna suffer. They seem to be mostly static over there. I'll have the Italians move up through the north. I didn't buy any trucks for them. Hope it'll be fine. We'll see. Don't seem to have encountered too much up in the north yet. Yes, I guess it's a bit tricky for them to cross. Although... it certainly does seem to be the right option. So encircling them will be practically impossible. Alright, so first down here, I can send my fighters in there to deal with them, and I think I should. Let's see if I can do it with 2, but it's unlikely. Yep. Yeah, that was a gamble. Didn't pay off. But based on the way that their air units are flying, I think I might actually be able to use my bombers in this direction. Not necessarily on the artillery, those are easy enough. But I think on these militias, we might actually be fine. That was not as great as I would have liked, but it does open up the way for potentially strong attacks after this. So let's also get the BT in there. With 10 against 3, chances are low, not impossible that they deal damage. Yep. Of course. Definitely getting my anti-air. It kind of sucks for the Trubia, but they'll be a bit slower. Let's get those guys out there. Alright. It's looking decent. Not the end of the world. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I do think it's necessary here. An anti-tank, huh? Well, that's tough to beat. Couldn't place Italians down there, so wasn't as if I really could do anything against that. Although they're quite evenly matched now. Some of my units might actually repair. What I don't get, though, is why these guys are not encircled. They are, it just doesn't show it? Oh. Let's see. What is left? This recon. Doesn't do me much good to move forward. But as for the recon, I think it'll be worth it to shift it over. Get a closer peek at other locations. That's a lot of damage. I think they use their extended movement to get across. They're gonna go for the artillery very likely. Yeah. I think that's necessarily a good idea. What are you guys doing? It's actually a bit unfortunate that they stay on the victory axis whenever they encounter it. Might be able to finish that off, but they will probably repair. We'll see. These also did not attack, which I found strange. And there we have it, their encirclement. So we really do need to make sure that we break that next turn. I think we will be able to. they will die. Oh, okay, this is good. Ah, they're in close terrain. Really sucky. For me, the hills are very tough to discern sometimes with roads and... Yeah, great. I don't know, I just don't see it for me, and that really creates a problem. These guys could be encircled if only the AI was a bit more apt. Alright, well, let's get you out of there then. I should probably support these guys down there. This is probably a good idea. Alright, well... I don't think they're gonna leave. So I will benefit from doing this. But I was supposed to actually end the video here. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and see you all next time. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.